Okay. Test number one. Here is the Orion Hcca 3000.1Dsplx. It is rated for 3000 watts continuous power at 12.6 volts. So I know I usually do the tests inside of my vehicle. Well, it is snowing outside and it's cold, so I decided to bring everything in here. It's a rather small room, so it kind of actually resembles a big vehicle. So for power, I've got this Digital Designs 100 amp power supply, and that is 4 banks of the excess power 2.85 volt 3150 farad capacitors. So each bank is good for 525 farads because they are banks of 6. So we should be able to burp, I don't know, about 20K with those 4 little banks right there. So my power supply is adjustable from 10 volts to about 16 volts. So right now I have it at about 12 volts. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this amplifier at 12 volts, 13 volts, 14 volts, 15 volts, and 16 volts starting voltage. I have the ThermLab hooked up, clamped. Here's the speaker wires. I've got my oscilloscope hooked up to the amplifier. Here's the probes for the input voltage for the amplifier. And there's the clamp to the speaker wire. I've got 4 gauge. I found some Miss Belva 4 gauge in the scrap bin in the garage. And then the splitters, and those are dual 2 ohm Hcca 15s. They are the regular Hcca 15s. So right now I have all voice coils in parallel for a 2 ohm load. A half ohm load. Dual 2 ohm woofers, all in parallel, half ohm load starting. I have done a few test hits, and we're right at a 1.0 final impedance at 65 hertz. Now these enclosures are, they were peaking about 58 to 62 hertz in the CRX this past season, so 65 hertz is well within the bandwidth of those enclosures. Now this room is liking 53 hertz, but I wanted to tone the sound down a little bit because, shoot, it is shaking the crap out of the house as it is. So no, I'm not trying to jack up the wattage or anything like that. So I know some people are going to be like, why are you playing 65 hertz and blah blah blah, whatever, get over it. I'm doing a test here. I will show you it is good clean power on the oscilloscope. So whatever power's coming out of the amplifier on the ThermLab, it's going to be clean from on the oscilloscope. Volume's going to be 48. 48 on the volume is clean. It's actually before any clipping. Volume 49, it does start clipping. So I'm going to keep it on volume 48. There's track 65. Now let's make sure ThermLab is reset. All right. $12 volts. We'll turn the power supply off. That way we do not damage it. 12 volts. And there's the power light. And I will say I hooked up, we got 6 hots and 6 grounds, 1 off. Just because I had the wire laid around already. So, all right. So 12 volts, 65 hertz, volume 48. And there was a little bit of soft clip right there. So what do you think about that? This amplifier was supposed to do 3,000 watts at 12.6 volts. So it is at 12 volts. Right there, our Z Power Max. So at the maximum power, the amplifier was seeing 1.0 ohms. So 3,620 watts at 1.0 ohms at 12 volts. So you can see we didn't even drop a half of a volt. So 3,620 watts, and that was 1.0 ohms. Alright, so I'm going to charge my bank up to 13 volts and then hit it again. Starting off good.